I'm Harold, and I'm counting on this being video number 99, which brings me up to a point. 100's a nice number that I really never thought I was going to get to 100, but it's just sort of sneaked up on me. And I'd like to have a little giveaway for celebrating video 100. And what I'd like to give away is this neat Tom Lipton book here, all new and shiny and ready to go. Uh, What I don't know for sure is exactly how you go about doing this in a semi-fair manner, or what at least would be perceived as a semi-fair manner. Not sure. Anyway, I was thinking that I don't know, maybe comments, whichever comment gets the most thumbs up, or I don't know, or maybe just whichever comment I like the best, or just pick at random from amongst the people that put a comment in saying I want it. You guys tell me in the comments, and that'll set the rules for the giveaway. And then with the 100th video, I'll pick out somebody, and they'll be the proud owners of this Tom Lipton book. Hope we work something out there. I'm going to give it away in the next video, one way or the other. It may be a totally crooked and rigged drawing or something, but it'll go. Anyway, so one of my viewers asked me to do the incline function on this video. It might be too many DRO function videos in a row, but I think this is probably the end of the DRO videos anyway, because I think I've covered all the functions at one point or another, or at least all of them that are not obvious. And so the incline, usually people would use a sine bar to set things up at an angle, and I don't have one. Probably too dumb to use it anyway, but I do have DRO, and it has an incline function, which is the sine thing. You can incline something on an angle, or you can put it on a table at different angles. It doesn't have to be a up-down angle. It can be a side-to-side angle, and just depends on which axis you pick. And like many of the other functions on it, you get 3 different varieties there. I guess that what we need to do is just go on to the video, but then again, I got to tell you something. It seems that our hero Bubba, he bought a mule, took him home, to his little farm out there at Texas A&M, and hooked him up to a plow, and the mule just dropped dead. Well, Bubba, he's a resourceful guy, and he looked at that mule, and he got out and he made up 100 raffle tickets, and he sold them for $10 a piece, which actually doubled his money on the mule. And so he sold them all, and his buddy come along there, and to help him, draw the winner. His buddy reached in there, and he looked around, and he said, "Wait a minute, is that mule over there?" He says, that mule's dead. He says, "You mean you raffled off a dead mule?" Bubba says, "Yep, I done it." And but he says, "Well, isn't that going to make people mad?" Bubba says, "No." He said, "Just a winner." He says, "And I'm going to give him his money back." Yeah. Second-rate redneck joke again, huh? All right, well, let's get on trying to set something up on an incline. What the heck? I'm in a particularly talkative mood today. I remember one time I worked for a particular boss in the Evil Pluting refinery, and he seldom ever showed up where I was working, and he never read my emails. So I had learned a long time in the past that it's 1,000 times easier to get forgiveness than it is to get permission. So what I would do is, if I wanted to buy something or install something or whatever, I'd send him an email telling him what I planned to do, and with a note on the bottom, "Let me know if you don't want me to do this." So if it ever came up to that, he he had his warning, and he didn't say nothing, so it must have been okay. Well, little Bubba got into sort of a situation like this. You know, he shows up on a new bicycle, and Uncle Festus looks at it and says, "Bubba, where'd y'all get that bicycle?" Little Bubba says, "Well," he says, "I asked God for a bicycle, or at least I was going to, but I know God don't work that way." He says, "So I stole a bicycle and asked God for forgiveness." And I hope none of you got really offended about that. That was your second redneck joke for the day. I must be getting old and forgetful, but I was going to mention that our semi-official graphics designer for this channel, Mario, he called me the other day, and he'd been in the hospital for 3 weeks getting his knees worked on, and he was sort of calling me in between there and going on to a rehab place. And you know, I'm hoping Mario will get back on his feet here pretty quick, and you know, get over the knee problems. But I just thought I needed to mention that because you know, he's really done a good job for me, you know, and made a really neat logo for my channel, and one of these days it may be a really neat sticker for the channel. We'll see how it comes out. Anyway, y'all keep Mario on your thoughts there. Okay, so it says in the book here, let me back the camera back a little. It says slant processing. It says features: take 3i Chinese, a few tips to provide a significant slope processing, automatically calculate processing function. The operator can type the following parameters: plane processing options XY, YZ for the slant processing XZ plane. Slight angle in the XY plane and the X-axis slant that positive angle, and the Y. Well, you got the idea. Okay. I love it. Okay. Anyway, so I've got the all the stuff zeroed out there. Let me zoom in just a little bit closer. I got X, Y, and Z zoomed out. And this is going to be a ZX plane that we're going to do. And so we hit the little slant processing button. And it says choose plane. Well, I've chosen ZX there by pushing the Z button. And if I push that way, I get X, Y, Y, Z, ZX. Okay? So now that we've chosen the plane, I can enter that. Input bevel arc, and we're going to do a 25-degree plane. Okay, and then we want to know the length is going to be, say, 4 inches, and we're set at 0, 0 on sequence number 1. All right, so if we want to go to sequence number 2, we've got to zero this stuff out. All right. And zeroing that out, I'll back the camera up some so that it's obvious what's going on here. To zero out the Z, I've got to raise the little booger up some. Alright, I better double check my well, I got to go back to absolute mode to make sure I'm on 0. Alright, we're on 0, but what we want at 0 is we want that indicator to show 0 here. Okay? And the indicator's touching the work there. Well, it is now. Touching the work. If I move the thing away, it wasn't touching it enough, was it? I'll have to start the indicator. It's showing us a good solid 0, and it's touching the metal there. So I will run to 0, 0 on X and Z
and we'll see if we get a 0 at the other end. So I've got to go to 0 on all of this stuff. I'm not sure if you can see the DRO through me. And there's 0 on the Z-axis. And we'll do the X-axis. That takes some doing, huh? Alright. Now then, we're going to set ourselves over here so that we can see the indicator. Otherwise, we won't know if we've hit the right spot or not. And from the looks of it, we're already too close. Let me back it up a little bit. No, we haven't touched it yet. Okay. Alright, now we're starting to touch the metal. This dial indicator is really sticky, so it may or may not be just right for this, but this little guy is too high. I can already see that. Already on the 0, and we've got 58 thousandths to go yet, so whoa, I'm going way past 0 on the other direction there. So that's really 2 thousandths, 1 0 there. All right. So let me tap this thing back upwards. Alright, that's 0 there. We can assume that's probably right on that end. So now we'll go back to the other end. Now to do that, I push the, let me back this off. I push the up arrow button to go back to the first step. So on the first step, I'll have to move this thing until we come down to 0 on the X and 0 on the Z axis. Whoops. Went past it again. Old guys get carried away. I guess you're gonna start turning the crank. All right, so we're at 0 there. Now we've got to bring the Z-axis down to 0. Thousandths. 4/10 of a thousand. Well, this is not going to be that easy to do, is it? All right. Okay. So we can tell by checking the indicator that we missed that by about 5 thousandths. So this end needs to go up just a tiny bit more. This end right here. And I don't know for sure how that's going to happen. I guess I can try to drive it through there like that. Okay. And now we go back and we try for the other end until we find ourselves a 0 here and 0 here. So hang on a minute and we'll go back the other way. Tell it I want to go back to step 1. Oh, sorry, I'm going to go to step 2. So I'm going to have to crank this guy up. Go back to step 1 for a second. Make sure I didn't move that little indicator because I was going the wrong way for a bit there. Yeah, I did make a mess of it there. So, nevertheless, I've got to get it to 0 in both directions and get this little indicator back on 0 again. I'm going to turn the camera off.
Well, you probably saw that having a lot of trouble figuring the angle of things, and one of the biggest problems is this little guy right here. I put it away a long time ago, and I guess I must have thought, well, put this little lever here in neutral and that would help me a whole lot, I guess. But it doesn't help me at all, because the darn thing, when you've got the little lever in between positions, this guy here, he doesn't really work right in any particular direction. And it, you know, kind of removes its ability to be a dial indicator. But if you put the, let me get it down here, put the lever over where it goes, come on, get back into focus. Then when you push from, say, the underneath direction, you get the spring resistance on the dial. If I flip the little lever up the other way, then the spring resistance comes from this side. If I had noticed this, I wouldn't have had to go through all that horrible mess with the angle plate there. So we'll get back to trying to set the 25-degree angle now that I've figured out what's wrong, or at least what's wrong with my indicator. So back to it.
Okay, with 5 minutes of trying here with a piece at the bottom there to stop it from moving, I think I finally made it. We're going to zoom in on the clock, so to speak, as double boost would call it. Alright, there we are. And then I'm going to move the thing to the other end, and we'll see if we're not dead on. That's a little extra up. Alright, let's see if you can see the indicator. That's just about right to see the tip and the numbers. Alright, now this guy's got to come down some. Alright, that's the closest I've been yet, is within 3,000th there, over 4 inches. It's frustrating as everything, but no doubt. It might be right at the other end, so I'll take it back to the other end and we'll find out. All right, here we go. All right, there we are. We finally got it. We're within a half a thousandth of straight there, so undoubtedly this will work. But I got a feeling that it's faster with a sine plate. Anyway, if you don't have one, you can get there to a 25-degree angle with a DRO. It just may frustrate you a lot, and you need for sure to have something to keep one end of it from moving when you're moving the other end. That was my biggest problem. Every time I moved the top end, the bottom end moved. So anyway, obviously this can be done.